धीरा धीर जना प्रिय प्रिय करो निर्मत्सर पूजितो धीरा धीर जना प्रिय प्रिय करो निर्मत्सर पूजितो वन्दे रूप सनातनो रघुयुतो श्रीजीव गोपालको वन्दे रूप सनातनो रघुयुतो श्रीजीव गोपालको नानाशास्त्र भूत्वा दीनगणेशतो करुणया गोपीनकण्ठाश्रितो भूत्वा दीनगणेशतो करुणया गोपीनकण्ठाश्रितो गोपीभावरसामृताब्धिलहरी वन्दे रूप सनातन रघुयुगो श्रीजीव गोपालको वन्दे रूप सनातन रघुयुगो श्रीजीव गोपालको पूजत कोकिलहंस सारसगणा कीर्णे मयूराकुले पूजत कोकिलहंस सारसगणा कीर्णे मयूराकुले नानारत्ननिबद्धमुग्धविटका श्रीयुक्त वृन्दावने नानारत्ननिबद्धमूलविटका श्रीयुक्त वृन्दावने राधा कृष्ण महर्निशं भजतो जीवात्मतो यो मुदा राधा कृष्ण महर्निशं भजतो जीवात्मतो यो मुदा वन्दे रूप सनातनं रघुयुगो श्रीजीव गोपालको वन्दे रूप सनातनं रघुयुगो श्रीजीव गोपालको Gopa भावाभिभूतो मुदा गायन्तो शकदा हरे गुणवरम् भावाभिभूतो मुदा वन्दे रूप सनातनो रघुयुतो जीव गोपालको वन्दे रूप सनातनो रघुयुतो श्रीजीव गोपालको हे राधे व्रज देवी के चललिते हे नंद सुनो पुता
स्वामी अष्टकम की recite Chaitanya Charitamrita Mangalacharan, the first 14 verses of Chaitanya Charitamrita. Vande Gurunisha Bhaktanisha Avataraka Taprakasam Satshakti Krishna Chaitanya Samgam Vande Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityanando Sahodito Gaurode Pushpavanto Chitro Santo Tamonito Yadatvaitam Brahmo Panishadi Tadatyasya Tanuha Vyatmanadanatamita Viswasyam Saraiva Kaneshware Guruno Yadavavam Sasvayamhayam Naraitanya Krishna Jati Bharattam Bharanaya Anarikachayam Chirat Karnaya Kirnakaro Samarpaitum Nato Jalasam Surateshya सुन्दरविकलं वसन्तीविकः सदा हृदयकन्दरे स्फुरतु वासचिनन्दना राधा कृष्णप्रणयविलामनी शक्तिरस्मात् एकात्मा नवविपुरते हरे गणपतौ चैतन्याख्यं प्रकटमगोरतद्वयं चैत्यमात्रं राधाभावमिति सुरतं नमामि कृष्णस्वरूपं श्रीराधाया प्रणयमयिमाकिदृशो वामेव स्वाद्योगेन्द्रवद्रिमाकिदृशो वामदीयः सौख्यं चास्यमनतवकिदृशं वेत्ति लोभात् तद्भावाद्यसमाजनिसिकसिन्धुमयुः सङ्कर्षणकारणकोशायी गर्भोदशायी च वयोदिशायी शेषस्य यस्यां शकला संख्या नन्दाक्षराहं शरणमस्तु मायावीरे व्यापिवैकुण्ठलोके पूर्णैश्वरेशी च जगद्योगमध्ये रूपं यस्योत्पाति सङ्कर्षणाख्यं तं श्रीनित्यानन्दरामं प्रपद्ये मायावद्वाद्यन्तसङ्गाश्रयामः साक्षात्कारां योगिमध्ये यस्यैकां श्रीकुमारादिदेवः तं श्रीनित्यानन्दरामं प्रपद्ये यस्यां संशशीलगर्भोदशायी यन्नां योगसङ्गात्नां योगचक्षुस्तिकादानमातुः तं श्रीनित्यानन्दरामं प्रपद्ये यस्यां परमात्मगिलानां कोष्ठाविष्णुर्भारतीयोक्तादिशायी शून्यकालस्योऽप्यनन्दस् तं श्रीनित्यानन्दरामं प्रपद्ये महाविष्णुर्जगत्कर्ता मायया यशयत्करः तस्यावतारे वायम् अद्वैताचार्येश्वरः अद्वैतं हरिणाद्वैतात् आचार्यं भक्तिसंशनात् भक्तावतारमीशं तम् अद्वैताचार्यमाश्रये पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम्. So the three verses talking about the three deities, Sambandha Adideva, Avideya Adideva, and Prayojana Adideva, and other verses from Mangalacharan, other verses from Chaitanya Charitamrita. Jetam Surato Bhangur Mamandamate Gati Matsarvasavaram Bhojo Radha Madanamohano Divya Vrindaranyakalamada Srimad Ratnagara Simhasanasto Srimad Radha Shri Govinda Devo Preshtalini Sevyamano Smarami Sriman Rasarasarambhi Vamshi Vadatakasika Karshanvenu Swami Gopi Gopinatha Vishesnaha Jai Jai Shri Krishna Jai Nityananda Jai Amera Chandra Jaya Gauravatamda Jai Dinakandava Gauriyatya Kariya Chena Spasat Jai Dina Charanamando Nindriyamoranath Ram Tera Arambha Kari Mangalacharan Guru Vaishnava Bhagavan Dinirasmaran Dinirasmarane Havaya Vigna Vinash Anayase Avahinja Avanchita Puran Se Mangalacharana Hai Trivida Prakar Vastu Nirdesha Ashirvada Namaskar Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Rasa Raghunath Echaya Guru Shiksha Guru Yamad Tana Savara Padaren Koti Bhakta Krishna Kirtana Gana Nartana Kala Matonjani Rajika Sarvakavali Hamsa Chakra Madhuba Shreni Viharaspadam Karnanandikayadhane Dvarume Jivamaru Prangane Sri Chaitanya Dayanidhe Tavalasal Leela Sudha Swadhuni Mira Vidya Nijavaki Yoga Shiksha Kameka Purusha Purana Shri Krishna Chaitanya Sharira Dhari yesterday one part was missing. That is Rupa Goswami meeting Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu third time in Jagannath Puri. Now, yesterday we discussed about meeting of Sri Chaitanya and Rupa Goswami, first at Ramkeli Gram, where they expressed their utmost humility. They said, Nija Jati, we are coming from a low class family. Nija Sangi, you got all kinds of low class association. But they are not ordinary people. Rupa Sanatan, they belong to a very high class Brahmana family. They are Saraswata Brahmana family. So in spite of all they being from a great family, because they are working under Nawab Hussain Shah, they express their utmost humility. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, stop now. By you speaking like that, then my heart is breaking. Now from today onwards, you will be known as Rupa and Sanatan. So Dabir Kas and Sakar Malik became Rupa Sanatan. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told, I don't know why I came here. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to go to Vrindavan. But somehow I came to Bengal. Then he said, actually I don't have any work in Bengal, but I came all the way here for what? For meeting you both. So in this way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu meets Rupa Sanatan there. Next meeting of Rupa and Sanatan, Rupa Goswami, along with his brother Anupam. And you should know Anupam, son is Jiva Goswami. So three Goswamis from one family, Rupa, Sanatan and Jiva Goswami. In this way, Jiva Goswami becomes the nephew of Rupa and Sanatan. Now, this is the second meeting. Rupa Goswami got the permission from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to meet him. So he got a letter from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, now you come. So Rupa Goswami came to Prayag. So when he came to Prayag, he understood, he knew who is there? There Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is in Prayag. So yesterday we discussed about how Rupa and Anupam met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in Prayag, he was chanting and dancing. He just had darshan in Bindu Mata temple. And lakhs of people were there. Ganga, Yamuna and Saraswati, they could not fill Prayag all these years since 3 rivers are flowing. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was chanting and dancing, flooded the entire Prayag with Krishna prema. Rupa and Sanatan did not go nearby. Rupa and Anupam did not go nearby. Because when he goes near, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would embrace him. When he would embrace, everybody would say, oh, you are great, great respect Rupa Goswami. Rupa Goswami stood aloof. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was alone in one of the South Indian Brahmin's house, that is the time Rupa and Vallabha went. And then they were constantly chanting the names of the Lord. There they fell at the feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and chanted this famous pranam mantra. What is that? Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Namaha. This mantra was chanted by Rupa Goswami in Prayag. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraced the both of them. At that time, there was one Brahmana who is Vallabhacharya, Vallabhatta. He came to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When he came to meet Chaitanya, he saw Rupa Goswami was chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra constantly. Then he wanted to go and embrace him. Then Rupa Goswami told, no, don't touch her, don't touch, we are so fallen. Then he told, how can you be fallen? You're chanting the names of Krishna, you are so advanced. Then he told, no, we belong to a low class family. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Vallabha, leave them alone. In nonsense, he told that you can understand the heart of the Gaudiyas. The heart of the Gaudiyas is filled with humility. That humility even breaks my heart. So you cannot understand, just leave them alone. In this way, Vallabhacharya requested Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to come to his house. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was going in a boat, crossing Yamuna river and going to Adila Gram, where Vallabhacharya had his residence. So on the way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he saw Yamuna, he was dancing in ecstasy. Just imagine somebody like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, with like 7 feet tall, and he's dancing in ecstasy on a boat. The boat would collapse. So somehow they controlled Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's emotions. So when he went to Adilagram, Vallabhacharya's house, he received Chaitanya Mahaprabhu very nicely. He fed Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, was massaging Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's feet. At that time, Raghupati Upadhyay came. So Raghupati Upadhyay, he was a great Pandita. So he spoke about the glories of Krishna, the sweetness of Krishna, that how some people worship the Shrutis, some people worship the Smritis, some people worship Mahabharata, and some people worship the impersonal Brahman. As I am concerned, I worship Nanda Maharaj. And also that because Krishna played in the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj. Then again, he quoted a very beautiful verse where this Krishna is running behind the gopis, Srimati Radharani. The love which Radharani and gopis have for Krishna is so strong that Krishna, he becomes completely captivated by his beauty and love. Mahaprabhu became in ecstasy to embrace Raghupati Upadhyay. And he asked few questions. Here Raghupati Upadhyay, among all the forms of Krishna, which is the topmost? Then Raghupati Upadhyay told, Shamam Meva Param Rupa. And among all the Puris, what is the topmost? Puri Madhupuri Vara. The topmost Puri is Mathura. And among all the Vaya of Krishna, what is the topmost? Kishaura. And among all the rasas, Adi Rasa, that is the Adhuri Rasa, is the topmost. So, in this way, Raghupati Upadhyay, he left. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu thought, oh, this place is very, very crowded. So let us go to a peaceful place. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Dashashwa Medha Ghat. So there in Dashashwa Medha Ghat, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he met Rupa Goswami and he gave instructions to Rupa Goswami for the templates. So instructions, we're going to start the instructions today actually, but we got the verses. But the third meeting of Rupa Goswami we had yesterday. We discussed the word. Where is the third meeting of Rupa Goswami? Jagannath. So there Rupa Goswami and Anupam, they left from Vrindavan and were going to Jagannath Puri to Bengal because he had some work. There Anupam, he left his body. So it took some time for Rupa Goswami to reach Jagannath Puri. And somehow Rupa Goswami reached Jagannath Puri through one place called Satyabhamapur. There Satyabhama Devi appeared in the dreams of Rupa Goswami and told that why don't you write 2 separate books, not just one book on the pastimes of Krishna. So Rupa Goswami was thinking, who is she? We thought it is Satyabhama herself desiring so. Then Rupa Goswami went to Puri. There he stayed in the house, in the place where Haridas Thakur was there, that was Siddhabakul. Because he felt himself unqualified to enter the temple of Jagannath Puri. Because he worked under a Muslim king. So Haridas Thakur told Rupa Goswami that yes, I was expecting you to come because Chaitanya had told me that you are going to come. So by the time Chaitanya Mahaprabhu arrived, Rupa Goswami paid obeisance to him. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu introduced Rupa Goswami to all his associates. And Rupa Goswami got the blessings. He got the blessings of all the devotees there. And one day, on the day of Rath Yatra, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was chanting one verse. This verse, nobody could understand except Swarup Damodar. Because this verse was from some novel, where this novel talks about loving affair between a young boy and a girl who had some affection for each other in the village in their childhood. And when they met after many years at one place in the city, so they had met again. And then the girl would say tell the boy, oh, you are the same person and I am the same person. And we are meeting after many years. But this is not a proper place. Let us go back to our village. And everybody is thinking, why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is chanting this verse? Nobody could understand the heart of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So it was Rupa Goswami who understood the heart of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then he went and wrote another verse, which is directly talking about what's going on in the mind of Chaitanya. What's going on in the mind of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? It is Rath Yatra which is going on in the mind of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Rath Yatra, where Radharani is pulling the hand of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is dragging him back to Vrindavan. When they both met in Kurukshetra, Krishna spoke all these Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and Ashtanga Yoga to the gopis, Jnana Yoga to the gopis, and told the gopis, why are you crying? Why don't you do some meditation? You meditate on my feet. Then Radharani became very angry, but she expressed her anger in a very humble way. Then she caught hold of the hand of Krishna and then said, Ahuschate Nalinabhadarvindam. Hey Nalinabha. People say that from your navel a lotus flower came and then Brahma appeared. That's why I became a big man or what? What are you saying? That we should meditate on your lotus feet. That yogis will do. We want to keep your lotus feet on our breast, and you are so concerned about your tender lotus feet. And you are saying that meditate. What meditation? We try to meditate to forget you. We try to practice meditation so that we can forget you. But we could not. And to such people you say meditate. Now what did you say? To cross over the ocean of material existence, that we have to meditate on your lotus feet. Actually, we are given up the material existence long time back itself. When you played the flute, then we are completely captivated by your love, which you manifested through the sound of the flute. And now we are totally surrendered to you. We give everything. Where is samsara for us? There is no samsara kupa for us. Yes, we are drowning. We are drowning in the viraha kupa. So, even though you are there in front of us, but you are not in the same vesha. You are not in the same mood. You are having a crown. And we loved Krishna, that Krishna who is a Gopa. And you are having a different form here. So Anya Vesha, Anya Desha. And where is peacock? Where are the deers? Here there is elephants and horses. So Radharani caught hold of Krishna and dragged him all the way to Vrindavan. That is Rath Yatra. So the same mood which Radharani had was depicted by Rupa Goswami in the beautiful verse which he composed. And that is the thing which is going on in the mind of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and saw the verse which Rupa Goswami talks about what's going on in the mind of Chaitanya, immediately Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Swarup Damodar, hey Swarup Damodar, how is it that Rupa Goswami has understood my? Then Swarup Damodar says, oh Lord, he has attained your mercy. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told, yes. When we met in Prayag, at that time I gave my mercy and taught him the Rasa Tattva. The mellows of devotional service I taught him. So one day Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he came to meet Rupa Goswami. Then Rupa Goswami is writing a book. So immediately Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took one page from the Talpa and he read a beautiful verse. He gave it to Haridas. Haridas Thakur read that verse with ecstasy. So that verse is from a book called Vidagdha Madhava. So this verse talks about the sweetness of the holy name. Krishna's names are having two aspects. One is the glory or Aishwarya, Mahima. Mahima means glory. The other aspect of the names of Krishna, holy names of Krishna is what? It is the sweetness. So Haridas Thakur says, all these years we have been hearing the glory of the name, not the sweet. So not the sweetness. Many acharyas have spoken about the glory of the name. That the holy name can destroy so many sins that you can never even cannot perform. You cannot even perform so many sins that can be destroyed by the holy name. So, but Namera Madhuri, the Madhurima of the name has never been discussed by anyone. It is written by Rupa Goswami. So what we chant is not just Harinam Sankirtan. What we do is actually Prem Nam Sankirtan. So that verse we discussed yesterday. Tunde Tandavini Ratim Vitunde Tandavali Mathe Karna Kroda Kadambini Prayade Karnar Budebhyas Pinam Cheda Prangana Sanginim Vijayade Sarvendriyanam Vidin Naujane Janita Kiyabdinamrute Krishne Varnat. So Krishna iti varnadvai, Krishna in two varnas, dvai. So Kiyamdinamrite, how much Amrita is there? I don't know. What is the length and breadth and depth of the ocean of nectar between these two names, two syllables, Krishna? I don't know. Because once I chant the name of Krishna, when the name of Krishna dances on my tongue, the amount of rasa, happiness which I get is tundavali, is so much that I feel that one tongue is not enough. I want crores and crores of them. So then when the holy name enters my ears, and I feel that 2 ears are not enough, I want 100 crore. Karanar Budebhyas Prihan. When the same name enters through the ears into my heart feels that Sarvendriyana, within all the senses becomes completely stunned, and I myself and Krishna are there in the heart, that's all. So, Rupa Goswami is this wonderful writing of Vidagdha Madhav. So, this is how the meeting of Chaitanya and Rupa Goswami happens. Now, Rupa Goswami is in Prayag and he came to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then the Rupa Siksha starts. So, it is in page number 24 onwards. Page number 123. So I intentionally given the verse numbers. Yesterday I could not give you the verse numbers. This is from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, chapter 19, 134th verse onwards. So those who are in the mobile, they can see. But I have not given all the verses because it will be very difficult to describe all the verses. I have just given selected verses. But most of the verses are there. Some verses in between I have just intentionally deleted and then give you only. So you have the verse numbers for today. So those of you who have Chaitanya Charitamrita in your mobiles, you can directly see there, or you can see here also. Better directly see here and then see. Now, it starts with 134th verse. Rupa Goswami received mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Rupa Goswami himself talks about the mercy which he received from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in one book called Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. In the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, the very second verse of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, he talks about, I am writing this book, that is Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, because of the mercy I received from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because of the prerana I received from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The first words of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu is Akila Rasamrita Murti Vichurutta Taraka Badihi Kalita Shamalindo Radha Priyam Vidura Jayati. But this is the second verse of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, where Rupa Goswami himself says, that is the 134th verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita. That is there. So if the notes which you have got in your WhatsApp, the 24th page. Hridiyasya preranaya pravartitoham varakarupopi tasya harer padakamalam vande chaitanya devasya. Hridiyasya preranaya pravartitoham varakarupopi. Varakarupopi. Varaka means I am such a fool. I am a foolish person. Varaka rupaha. Varaka means very low class person. Foolish person. Tucha. Varaka rupopi. Hridayasya priranaya. In the heart, in my heart, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave prerana. He gave me inspiration. He gave me the mercy. Pravartitoham. And that is the reason I am writing this book called Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Based on the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, based on the inspiration given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Tasya Harer Padakamalam Vande Chaitanya Devasya. Onto such Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I pay my obeisances. Onto the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I pay my obeisances. Now, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu is a book written by Rupa Goswami because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Rupa Goswami to write a book based on my teachings. Now, the Rupa Siksha is actually Abhidheya process. And the process Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave to Rupa Goswami in 10 days in Dashashwamedha Ghat at Prayag. Now, what is Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu? Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu is nothing but the elaborate description of what Rupa Goswami learned from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu into Prayag. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu is actually the law book of Iskcon. Srila Prabhupada said Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu is what? Law book of Iskcon. If you have a car and you don't know the law, then what happens? You'll make with an accident even though you're driving. So you'll be caught. So even though you are innocent, and if you don't know the law of the country, still you'll be caught. So there is no excuse of being innocent to the law. You should know the law of the country. So even though you may say, oh, I'm innocent, but still you're caught. If you don't follow the rules or if you break the rules. In the same way, if you don't follow the rules as mentioned in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, then you will be caught. That is why one should know Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu very nicely. That is where Bhakti has been described in a very elaborate, in a very, very scientific way. So, go further. Yei mata dasadina prayage rahiya. Yei mata dasadine prayage rahiya. Sri Rupa Siksha Lila Shakti Sanchara. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave Shakti Sanchar. He gave Shakti. He empowered Rupa Goswami to hear about Krishna. He empowered Rupa Goswami to hear about Krishna. And Rupe Siksha Gila Shakti Sanchara. If you remember yesterday, I told about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu empowering 3 people for 3 things. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu empowered Rupa Goswami to hear and understand about Krishna. He empowered Sanatana Goswami to inquire about Krishna. And he empowered Ramananda Rai to speak about Krishna. So without empowerment, nothing can happen. So it's called Shakti Sanchar. It's called Shakti Sanchar. Prabhu kahe sunarupa bhakti rasena lakshan sutrarupe kahi vistara naya varnan. See, Rupa, listen. And I am going to speak to you about bhakti rasena lakshan. What is the meaning of lakshana? Lakshana means the symptoms. Lakshana means qualities or symptoms. So I am going to speak to you about Bhakti Rasena Lakshan. But I am going to speak Sutra Rupe Kahi. I am going to speak to you in a Sutra format. Means in a very concise way. Vistara Nai Varnan. I cannot elaborately describe it. Ara Avara Sunaya Gavira Bhakti Rasa Sindhu Tumaya Chayika Tarak Eka Bindu. So, Rupa Goswami, please listen. That Para Para Suna Kavira Bhakti Rasa Sindhu. So, Bhakti Rasa is like an ocean. Now, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and especially Rupa Goswami are the first to describe Bhakti as Rasa. Bhakti as what? Rasa. Because Bhagavatam also starts with this word Rasa. Bhagavatam is Rasamalayam. Among the arena of transcendentalists, or those who call themselves spiritual, or those who are progressing in spiritual life, want to progress in spiritual life, or those who are transcendentalists. The word rasa is a taboo, means you're not supposed to use, because generally rasa would mean what? Laukika rasa. So if you are spiritual, that means you should give up rasa. Now, it is Rupa Goswami who told, if you are spiritual, you should be a rasika. If you are not rasika, you cannot be spiritual. So you just turn the tables around and then said that bhakti is rasa. It is only in the Gaudiya Vaishnava bhakti has been accepted as rasa. Otherwise, the word rasa generally denotes the navarasas which the musicians and the Bharatanatyam dancers would know, and they would present some rasas. Kavis would know. The actual rasa is with Krishna only. Actual rasa is bhakti only. Parabara suno gavira bhakti rasu. So the ocean of transcendental rasa is so big that it is very difficult to parabara, to know the length and breadth. But Tumai chahai te tara eka bindu. I am just describing only one drop of it. But just one drop of bhakti rasa. Yeta brahmanda vari ananta jivagan chaurashi laksha yonite kara brahman. So this whole universe, the jiva is translating through how many species? 84 lakh species. And the jiva size is what? Keshakra sateka bhaga pura shatam shakari tarasama sukshma jivera swarupa vichari. See, the swarupa of jiva is so sukshma, it's very, very subtle. That is 1/10,000th part of the tip of the hair. But even though one may say that jiva is 1/10,000th part of the tip of the hair, it is not even that. Because tip of the hair is material. Even if you divide the tip of the hair into 1/10,000th part, that is also material. But the soul is spiritual. But why is the description given that the soul is 1/10,000th part of the tip of the hair? Though the soul is immeasurable, the measurement is given. The measurement is given just to tell you how it is immeasurable. So the purpose of telling that the soul is 1/10,000th part of the tip of the hair is to tell that the soul is immeasurable. As much as 1/10,000th part of the tip of the hair is immeasurable, in the same way, the soul is immeasurable. So tarasama sukshma jivera swarupa vichari tar madhye stavara jangama dvi bheda jangame triyajjala sarachara vibheda. So in all these 84 lakh species, there are some who are stavara and jangama. That is chara achara, movable and immovable. So all the trees and all removable, and then those who are movable in them, there are triyak, those who walk on land, and jala, those who go in water, and stalachara. Stalachara means those who are walking on the land. Jangama triyak, jala, stalachara, vibheda. Dharmachari madhye bhauta karmanishta. Among them, few humans are very few. And among humans, there are few who are dharmachari. And those who follow dharma, they are mostly karmanishta. They are just doing karma kanda, swaha, trying to go to heaven and come back. Kodi karmanishta madhye eka jnani shreshta. Among so many millions and millions of kodi karmanishta, some become jnani. Kodi gani madhye among kodi jnani, sahaya eka jana mukta. Only one becomes Koti Mukta Madhye Dhurlava Eka Krishna Bhakta. Just see how rare. How rare is to become a Krishna Bhakta. Krishna Bhakta Nishkamateva Shanta. Krishna Bhakta is Nishkama. That is why he is very peaceful. Bhukti, Mukti, Siddhi Kami, Sakalya Sham. All those people who are Bhukti Kami, they want little enjoyment. And those who are Siddhi Kami, they want some perfections. Enjoyment in this world is Bhukti. Enjoyment of doing something which others cannot do. That's called Siddhi. What is the meaning of Siddhi? You cannot do, I can do. Can you walk on water? No, I can walk on water. So to show that I am special, it is called Siddhi. So we get some Siddhi so that we want to show that you are somebody who is special. So that is why it is described that Krishna Bhakta Nishtama Taiva Shanta Bhukti Mukti Siddhikami Sakali Asham Muktanam Siddhanam Narayana Parayana Sudurlava Prashantatma Kotishwapi. So those who are Muktanam Siddhanam, and those who are all Muktas, among all the Muktas who have attained perfection, Narayana Parayana. Those who are Narayana Parayana means those who are devotees of Narayana. Sudurlava, they are Sudurlava, very difficult to Ashantatma, Kotishwapi Muni, Mahamuni. Among Koti Munis, one becomes a devotee. And how does a person become devotee? How is it so that there are millions and millions of people, only few become devotees? Why? Why is it so? How one can become a devotee? So, what is it given? Famous words. Brahmanda Pramite Kura Bhagyavana Jiva Guru Krishna Tasadepa Bhakti Lata Vija. Brahmande Pramite. The entire Brahmanda, the Jiva is roaming around, one species to other species, other species to other species. And among all the unlimited Jivas, Kuro Bhagyavan Jiva, one who is very Bhagyavan means very fortunate. He gets the association of Guru Krishna. Guru Krishna, and then they get the mercy of Guru and Krishna. Guru Krishna Prasadepai. So the mercy of Guru is in the form of what? Bhakti Lata Bija. Like a farmer would take a seed and sow it in the soil, so that it becomes a creeper, and a creeper goes up and then gives rise to this fruit. The same way, this Brahmanda Brahmide Kora Bhagyavan Jiv Guru Krishna Prasadeva Bhakti Ratavi. Then what the Mali should do? The person who got the bija, Guru has given the bija, but you are supposed to nourish it. How to nourish? Mali Hana Paresei Bija Aropan Shravana Kirtana Jale Karaya Sechan. Malihana Kare Sei Bija Aropan. Like a farmer would put the seed and then he would water the seed. In the same way, one should water the Bhakti Lata Bija which has been in your heart. So now sometimes the bija falls on the rock. Will it grow? No. So first our heart should be very soft. In a soft heart, the bija is given to the root. And then what you should put? Water. What is that water? Shravana Kirtan. Shravana Kirtan means what? One day I do, next day, 1 week afterwards, Every day you have to water the plant, water the creeper. So every day you should hear. In spite of you knowing it, you should still hear. That is called abhyasa. Go on repeating. So in the spiritual life, how much you know, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how much you know. It matters how many times you know. How many times you have heard, that is more important. Repetition is more important. You go on repeating, then that is Sinchana. So, Upachiya Vadelata Brahmanda Vidyai. So this Lata, he crosses the Brahmanda Piti, and Viraja Brahmaloka Vedi. It goes beyond Viraja Brahma, and Param Vyompai, it goes to Vaikuntha. And even crossing Vaikuntha, Taveyai, Tadupari, Goloka Vrindavan. From all the way from Vaikuntha, it goes to Goloka Vrindavan. Krishna Charane Kalpavrukshe Kare Arohan. So there at the lotus feet of Krishna, this gives you fruit for Krishna Prema. Tana Vistarya Hanefale Premafal Tamani Senitya Shravanadijal. So this Mali or this Padma can eat that flower of the fruit of Krishna Prema by constantly pouring water at the Bhakti Lata Bija. So constantly reciting the mantra, the Krishna mantra, the verses, go on chanting. By hearing and chanting, one can attain the fruit. Now, interestingly, this creeper is not dependent on any material thing. Because this creeper is spiritual. In this world we find creepers, they don't grow just like that. They require a support. But this Bhakti Lata creeper, the bija which is giving you the creeper, Lata, Bhakti Lata, that is not dependent on any material thing. So it's spiritual. So yesterday also I gave a hint for this, that no material condition can stop you from performing bhakti. Bhakti can be performed in all conditions of life. Next. But there is this problem. You are growing this nice wonderful creeper, you have a nice wonderful garden, and you have to protect it from whom?
Mad elephant.
Mad elephants. Of course, other animals also, but mad elephant is most dangerous. Other animals may just eat something and go away. But when mad elephant comes, it makes sure everything is destroyed and on it goes. So, यदि वैष्णवापराध उठे हाथी मता वादेवा छिंदेतारा सुखी आय पाता. And all the patas will be completely dried up just because of Hati Mata, Vaishnava Parad. So how can you avoid Vaishnava offense, Vaishnava Parad? We can avoid Vaishnava Parad only when you follow the Vaishnava etiquettes. Because the tendency to perform aparad is already there. How will you stop it? When you fenced it by properly following the Vaishnava etiquette. Kintu yadi latara sange utha upashaka bhukti mukti vanchayata asankhya tara lekha. Kintu yadi latara sange uthe upashaka. Upashaka, along with the Bhakti Lata, there are so many upashakas come, that is weeds come. Then bhukti mukti vanchayata asankhya tara lekha. Then they grow and then show that okay, we are devotees. This is devotion. So what are the things which they manifest? They manifest mukti and mukti vancha and mukti vancha. And what are those creepers? These creepers are 6 in number. What are they? Nishiddhachara kutanati jiva himsa labha puja pratishtadi yatha upashakadhan. This is the needs. Nishiddhachara means what? To do something which is not the recommended things in the Vedas. Nishiddhachara. Improper behavior. That you consider that you are so advanced and you ill-treat others, improper behavior. Just because you are some senior or you got some special powers or position, you ill-treat others. That is called Nishiddhachara. Somehow you overcome this Nishiddhacharya by following the four principles, etc. Then comes Kudinati. You try to show that I am more advanced than others. So you have duplicitous behavior. Kudinati means duplicity. Kudinati. And then you say, no, I am devotee. I just do my bhajan. I am not bothered about anybody in this world. Let anybody comes to devotion, doesn't come to devotion, I am not bothered. So not preaching Krishna consciousness is actually jiva himsa. So if you don't preach Krishna consciousness, then you are actually creating jiva himsa. Nishiddhachara kutanadi jiva himsa. Somehow somebody starts preaching Krishna consciousness and he overcomes this jiva himsa also. He anarthas. Then he says, I am doing so much, what is the benefit? Nobody is giving me any respect. Some facility should be given. Then what is there? Labha. If I am doing something, I should get some benefit. Labha. And okay, no, I don't want anything, but still at least they should worship me. Okay, at least when they are worshipping Krishna, the Aarti plate should come first to me. Some puja has to happen. Everyone should recognize the name. And then comes Pratishtha. That is very dangerous. So what is Pratishtha? This is so dangerous that you feel that if at all there is any preaching going on, I should do it. Nobody should be there. I am the whole and soul for the entire project. Anybody comes, it should be out. I am the only person, Pratishtha. So these are the 6 weeds which harm one's progress in Krishna consciousness. So what a farmer should do, he should weed out. So a devotee should very intelligently weed out these 6 anarthas. Now, there is a devotee who is practicing Krishna consciousness. How will he weed out these anarthas? He can only weed out these anarthas when he is very determined. That is why Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Satam kirtyanto mam yatantascha dridhavrata. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he cleaned the Gundicha Mandir, and the Gundicha Mandir margin was going on. At that time, all the devotees were given broomstick. They all swept. Lot of dust and lot of kachra was accumulated. And everybody thought now it's clean. No, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he took his Angavastra, Yogapatta Angavastra, and then he started wiping up floor. Because by sweeping all the grass or big stones and big kachra will go there. What about the dust? The dust can only be wiped by a cloth. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took his own Angavastra to show that to remove these 6 subtle, that is anarthas, Nishiddhachara, Uttanati, Jivahimsa, Labha, Puja, Pratishtha, what you are supposed to do? You should have determination. You should be determined. If you are not determined, then very difficult to overcome the 6 anarthas. And the more you progress in bhakti, the more you are doing Shravan Kirtan, all this goes into these things. Like when you pour water, the water should go to the main creeper, but instead it goes to these things. And you think that, the creeper is growing. It is not the creeper which is growing. What is growing? The weeds are growing. Sekajalapana, Upashaka, Madiyai, Stabdha, Hana, Munashaka, Maditinapai. So the Upashakas, they start growing, and the Mukhya Shaka, that is Stabdha, Hana, Mula Shaka, Maditinapai, it doesn't grow. Ete Parma Phala, Parama Purushartha, Yara Age Trinatulya Chari Purushartha. So if you take care of all these things, that Bhaktilada Bija, it grows and you will get a phala. That phala is prema, Krishna prema. And this is the real Purushartha. Ite Parama Purusha, Parama phala, Parama Purushartha. The 5th Purushartha, Pancham Purushartha, or it is also known as Parama Purushartha. And in front of this Krishna prema, which is the real Purushartha, real object of our attainment, the other Purusharthas, the Chari Purushartha, 4 Purushartha, Chatur Purushartha mentioned in the Vedas, what are they? Dharma, Artha, Kama and Moksha. These 4 are Trinatulya Chari Purushartha. Trinatulya means they are like a small trina, grass, it's just a grass. Shuddha Bhakti hoite hoy Prenotpan Adeva Shuddha Bhakti Ra Pahita Lakshan. So this prema, what you are talking, what is the Pancham Purushartha? that is attained only by Shuddha Bhakti, by pure devotional service. Sathaiva, that is why I am only going to talk about pure devotional service. In the Swami also talks about it, Bhakti Samsung. He says that I am going to only talk about pure devotional service. Because when the devotional service or bhakti is mixed with karma, jnana and yoga, the power of bhakti is sankuchita. It's not completely manifest. So that is why I am going to speak only about pure devotional service. So I am going to speak only about the lakshanas of pure devotional service. Then Rupa Goswami, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he talks about the lakshanas of pure devotional service, but Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami quotes the lakshanas of pure devotional service as written by Rupa Goswami, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. So Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, the Paribhasha Sutra of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu is this. Anya vilashita shunyam jnana karmadhyanavutam anukulyena krishnanu Shilanam Bhakti Ruttama. Very interesting. There are 5 lakshanas which are given in this verse about Uttama Bhakti. Uttama Bhakti. What are the 5 lakshanas? Number 1, Anya Vilashita Shunyam. Number 2, Jnana Karma Jnanavutam. Number 3, Anukulyena. Number 4, Krishna. Number 5, Anushilanam. Among these 5, first two are Tatastha Lakshanas. Tatastha means what? Secondary characteristics. Tatastha Lakshanas. And the other 3, that is Anukulyena, Krishna, Anushilanam. These 3 are what? The Swarupa Lakshana. Swarupa means primary characteristics. Of course, I will not go deep into this, what is the distinction between primary characteristics and secondary characteristics. But still, for your understanding, primary characteristics or Swarupa Lakshana means that qualities of the characteristics which is intrinsic to it. It never ever changes. It is manifest 24 hours, eternally. So, and the Tatastha Lakshanas, they are manifest only for some time. That's all. Like the first verse of Bhagavatam. Sri Krishna has been described. How is it described? With his Tatastha Lakshanas and Swarupa Lakshana. Janmadyasya donmayaditaratah artheshu abhignaswarat tene brahmaradayadikave muhyanti suraya tejo varnitam yitavinamata prasarpamnusha dhamna svena sadanistapokam. These are all what? Tatastha Lakshanas. Satyam param dhimahi. Dhimahi, of course, meditation. Krishna is Satyam param. Param Satya. That is the Swarupa Lakshanas. In all 3 phases of time, place and circumstance, in 3 phases of time, in all places, in all circumstances, Krishna is Satya, Param Satya. Whereas the other, giving knowledge to Brahma, does it happen always? No, it happened one time. So these are the Tatastha Lakshanas of Krishna. For any object, this you have this smartphone. What is Swarupa Lakshana? You have to call someone. What is Tatastha Lakshana? You can record, you can do the Zoom meeting and all these things on this. But the real purpose is not camera. For that you have to buy a camera. But okay, these are all secondary characteristics. So in the same way, Anushilanam, the first aspect of Shuddha Bhakti is Anushilanam. That means you do something for Krishna. Bhakti is an activity, is an active principle. It is not a passive principle. Sometimes people say, oh, I got a lot of strength now, let me be active. When I become totally inactive at the time you do Bhakti, right? No. Bhakti is an active principle. So do something by karmana manasa vacha, by body, mind and speech, to do. That is called Shilanam. But how it should be? Anu. Anu has got 2 meanings. One is following in the footsteps of the previous acharyas. It is not that you do bhakti independently, but you do under the guidance, the footsteps of a pure devotee. And Sheelanam, Anusheelanam, Anu has another meaning, that is to do it every day, constantly. Anu means continuously. You may say, how do you do bhakti 24 hours a day? It means to do the practices every day, constantly. How many of you take bath constantly? What does it mean? Every day you take bath. Not that you are 24 hours under the shower. So, it's like that. Sadatam means always. Always means regularly, regulated way. So, Anya Virashita Shunyam Jnana Karma Janavratam Anukulyena Krishna Anusheelanam. And now bhakti can be called bhakti only when you do to Krishna. You actively do something for Krishna. Krishna means Krishna's incarnations. Krishna means Guru. Krishna means here anything connected to Krishna, Tadi Vastu, Tulasi, etc. etc. So you can be a pure devotee for Guru, pure devotee of Tulasi, and then you can be a pure devotee of Krishna. So Krishna means it is everything belongs to Krishna, but still it cannot be all inclusive. And at the same time, Krishna isn't exclusive. It should be Krishna and something which is directly connected to Krishna, Guru, Tulasi, etc. Now, you may say, okay, why the word used anukula is there, serving Krishna is enough. Now, sometimes it may happen, one may serve Krishna, but may not be favorably. So for that, there is an example given. So it so happened that Yashoda was feeding Krishna with milk, and all of a sudden she remembered that I had kept milk to boil in the stove, and she made Krishna sleep on the floor, and then she ran to take care of the boiling milk. Then Krishna became very angry. How dare she does this? Is there anything in this world more important than feeding milk to me? On one side this. On the other side, Kansa and Krishna had a fight. There Krishna was so happy. Why? Because he is going to get an opportunity to fight with Kamsa and become victorious. First time Kusti is going to become victorious, because all these days in Vrindavan, he used to have Kusti with the coward boys. But he had to lose in the fight. In wrestling match, every time Krishna loses. So Krishna was so happy, at least in first I got an opportunity to be victorious. Number two, when Krishna was having this wrestling match with sports with the coward boys, the coward boys are small, simple boys. When he is having wrestling with them, massage was not so good. Now Kamsa, Krishna is going to get a good massage. So Kamsa's activity made Krishna very happy. Yashoda's activity made Krishna very angry. Now tell me, who is a pure devotee? Yashoda. Why? Because by Yashoda's actions, Krishna became angry. And by Kamsa's actions, Krishna became very happy. Now tell me why. It is because of this simple reason that Yashoda's intention was to please Krishna. And Kamsa had no intention to please Krishna. That is why the word anukulena. Anukulyena Krishna Anusheelanam. So now sometimes people say, why are you talking about Anukulyena Krishna Anusheelanam? When you say serve, it means that favorable. So go and serve him. Go and serve him. What does it mean? You serve him with a favorable intent. But to tell you serve him with a favorable intent, it not necessary to be told. Why you are telling serve him with a favorable intent? Serve is enough. Like when you call the soldiers, how will the soldier come? With his weapons, isn't it? So you don't have to tell the soldier, hey, come with your soldiers came with the weapons. So the soldier means he will have a weapon in hand. Yeah, definitely. Most of the cases, when you call the soldier comes with a weapon. But if you are calling a soldier for having food in your house, will he come with a weapon? To bless your baby with a weapon and a gun? No. So there are some occasions. There may be somebody who is serving, but they will not be favorable. They will not be favorable. So anukulena has to be. Okay, now why are you saying that anushilanam, Krishna anushilanam? You just have to say anukul, be anukul for Krishna. Be anukul for Krishna. No, it is required. The word anukula is anushilanam is required. Why? Because Krishna went and sat on a rock, and Krishna became very pleased, and the rock was very favorable for Krishna. But the rock is unconscious. So there should be a favorable intent and an active service to Krishna. Now, of course, there is tatastha lakshanas also. That is anya vilashita shunyam. Anya vilashita means what? Sarva vilashita shunyam. Why it is not there sarva vilashita? You should give up all desires. No. What is it? You should give up other desires. That means you should have some desires. What desires you should have? Those desires which are meant to serve Krishna. The desire to serve Krishna, the desire to please Krishna, except that desire, other desires have to be given up. Now, jnana karma janavrutam. Now, jnana karma di shunyam, anavrutam. You see, anyavilashita shunyam. But in the second line, jnana karma shunyam. Karmadi shunyam is not an anavrutam. Anavrutam means not covered. Jnana. Because a devotee, especially grahastha, may need to do some karma. May need to get some jnana. But if that is not covering bhakti, that is accepted. But if it is covering bhakti, then it should be avruta means covering. So the tatastha lakshana, the second tatastha lakshana is jnana karma janavrutam. So of course this verse is actually the definition of pure devotional service, and there is no definition of pure devotional service as perfect as this. And this verse has been coined by Rupa Goswami after hearing the teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay, now go further. Anya vancha, anya puja, chari, jnana karma, anukulye, sarvendriye, krishnanushilanam, yaishuddha bhakti, yahaite premahai, pancharatre, bhagavate, lakshanapai. So in the Pancharatras and the Bhagavatam, the lakshanas of pure devotee, pure devotional service is given. So there is a quotation from Pancharatra and a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam. Many quotations were there, I just took two quotations. Sarvopadi vinirmuktam tatparatvena nirmalam rishikena rishikesha sevanam bhakti ruchyate. Now just compare this verse, that is Sarvopadi vinirmuktam, with the anya vilashita shunyam. Now, what is how do you compare Rishikayena Rishikaisha Sevanam? What is it? Krishnanu Shiranam. And what is Nirmalam Nirmala means what? Jnana karma jnanavutam. And what is sarvopad vinurmuktam? Anyavirashka shunyam. Tatparatvena. Tatparatvena means what? Anukulyena. Tatparatvena is anukulyena. Krishnana Shirana. Sevanam Bhakti Ruchyate. So all comparisons has been done. So Rupa Goswami, he coins the words, but he also gives the basis of this words which is coined. The first is Anyavilash. The first comparison is that of from the Pancharatra. And the second pramana he gives from the Bhagavatam. Mat gunasuni matrena mayi sarva guhashe mano gatera vichidna yata gangam pasambuto. So two verses are there just to give you that what Rupa Goswami has given as a definition of bhakti is not just from somewhere. It is based on Pancharatras and Srimad Bhagavatam. Pancharatra talks about deity worship and Bhagavatam talks about bhakti. There are two vidhis, the Bhagavad Vidhi and Pancharatra Vidhi. Like Shravanam, Kirtanam, it is all Bhagavad Vidhi. Till 9 o'clock what you do is called Bhagavad Vidhi. And after that you serve the deities, you get some funds, all the other activities what you do to worship the deities is known as Pancharatrika Vidhi. Okay? Next. Then Rupa Goswami, he coined one verse based on the teachings of Lord Chaitanya to him. That is there in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Very interesting verse. Bhukti mukti sprihaya vat pisache radi vartate tavat bhakti sukasyatra katam abhyudayo bhavet. 176. So very interesting verse. So there is a story behind this verse. Once Vallabhacharya had come to meet Rupa Goswami. Then he was writing Bhakti Rasamrita at that time. So Rupa Goswami gave this book to Vallabhacharya and told that you give your comments on it. So then Vallabhacharya, he read the book and told him, so wonderful, but there is one verse in this book, I feel it should be changed. What is it verse? Bhukti mukti pisachi, sprihaya pisachi. You have told that bhukti is a pisachi. Bhukti means sense enjoyment. Is pisachi. I accept it. Mukti, how can it be a pisachi? Desire for liberation. Though it is not as good as desire for bhakti, it is not as good as bhakti, but a desire for liberation, that desire is also actually good. It's not as good as bhakti, but still calling desire for liberation as pishachi is not so good. Then Rupa Goswami told, okay, I will do the necessary changes anything. But what happened was, after some time, Rupa Goswami told Jiva Goswami, his assistant, that you give a send-off to Vallabhacharya. So he's going to see off. On the way, Jiva Goswami could not tolerate that Vallabhacharya showed some deficiency in the writings of Then immediately what did he do? He picked up an argument and then said that you said Pishachi, how can you call Mukti as Pishachi? But Jiva Goswami, he proved to Vallabhacharya that Mukti is a bigger Pisachi than Bhukti. So as long as these two Pisachis are there in the heart, the sense enjoyment and liberation, Bhakti Sukhasyatra Katam Vyudayo Bhavet, how can you relish Bhakti? How can you experience the Sukha of Bhakti? Katam Vyudayo Bhavet. This is the meaning of this verse. Then, Sadhana Bhakti Hai, Ratira Uday, Rati Khada, Hailatara, Prema Namaka. So, 3 levels of Bhakti. What is it? Number 1, sadhana. Sadhana leads to what? Rati, that is bhava. And bhava bhakti leads to what? Prema. That is why sadhana bhakti hoy, haite, hoy, rati, ra, uday. By sadhana, rati manifests. Rati means here bhava bhakti. And then rati, gada, haila, when rati becomes very gada, very strong, then prema nam, what manifests is prema. Bhakta Veda, Rati Veda, Pancha Prakar. So there are 5 categories of devotees based on the Rati to Krishna. What are the 5 Ratis? Shanta Rati, Asya Rati, Sakya Rati, Vatsalya Rati, Madhur Rati, Yehi Pancha Vibhe. So what are the 5 rasas? 5. Shanta, Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya and Madhurya. So now, in the entire scriptures of Bhakti Shastras, the clarity of rasa, our relationship with Krishna, nowhere you will find the clarity as much as you will find in this discussion. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Goswami. 5 rasas, Shanta, Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya and Madhurya. And then apart from these 5 rasas, there are what? 7 secondary rasas. What are they? Hasyadbhutastata vira karuno rudreti api bhayanagasa vatsa iti gunascha saptada. There are 7. What are they? Hasya, Adbhuta, Vira, Karuna, Raudra, Vivatsa, Bhaya. Panchaveda Bhakte, Gauna Saptara Sahai. Gauna Saptara Sahai. So sometimes laughing, sometimes crying, sometimes experiencing wonder, sometimes fearful, sometimes Vira, chivalry, sometimes ghastly. So all these 7 rasas are there. They are secondary rasas. They are primary rasas and they are secondary rasas. Now, has Pancharasa Sthai Vyapi Rahe Bhakta Mane Saptagona Agantuka Paye Karane. So these 5 rasas, for example, somebody is in Sakya rasa. That is sthai. The sthai means that is fixed. But these 7 rasas, they sometimes come, sometimes go. Sometimes become strong, sometimes becomes light. So they are known as they are not permanent. It is not that one devotee with Krishna is all constantly laughing. Sometimes laugh, sometimes he becomes very angry also. So these are the rasas, 7 rasas. They come in between and then they go. Shanta Bhakta, Navayogendra, Sanakadya. Of course, when we discuss Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu itself, then we can discuss in detail about these rasas. But just to give an introduction, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at the end, he says to Rupa Goswami, I have given you only some direction, but I want you to expand the sutra which I have given, formula which I have given. So that is why we are doing teachings not Chaitanya, we are not doing specific Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. That is what we are not dwelling deeply into these rasas, 5 primary and 7 secondary. And also there are Sanchari Bhavas, Anubhavas, Vichari Bhavas, and so many different aspects are there. Vibhava, Anubhava, all these technicalities, we are not going deep into the technicalities. And different levels within Bhava, different levels within Prema. In Sutra, in short form, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says. But to understand them very elaborately, we have to study the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu itself. The example for Shantarasa, is Navayogendras. Shanta Bhakta, Navayogendra, Sanakadi are Navayogendra, the 9 Yogendras, and Sanakadi, who are there? The 4 Kumaras. Dasya Bhava Bhakta, Sarvatra, Sevaka Par. And there are so many other Dasya Rasa devotees. And these Dasya Rasa devotees, Sarvatra, there are many. There is Raktak, and there is Patrak, and all these people, and especially for Hanuman is very famous for this rasa. For which rasa? For the dasya rasa. And then you have for the sakya rasa. There are other devotees who are Sridhamadi, Pure, Bhimarjuna, Vatsalya, Bhaktavada, Yata, Gurujan. So there are different categories of devotees within the Sakya Rasa and Vatsalya Rasa. The example of Sakya Rasa is Sridhamadi, etc. in Vrindavan. And in Mathura, who is a Bhima and Arjuna. For Vatsalya, Mata Pita Yata Guru. And then you have Madhurya Rasa, Bhakta Mukta, Vraje Gopigan. In Madhurya Rasa, who are they? Mukhya, among all the devotees of Krishna in Madhurya Rasa, Mukhya, the topmost, Gopigan. Mahishi Gana, Lakshmi Gana, Asamkhya Gana. At the same time, you have Mahishi Gana. Mahishi means the queens of Dwaraka. And Lakshmi Gana, Lakshmi, they are in Vaikuntha. Asamkhya, so many unlimited of them are there, who are in the Madhurya Rase, Bhakta Mukhya. Then, Puna Krishna, Ratihai, Duita Prakar, Aishwarya, Jnana Mishra, Kevala Veda. So among all those devotees of Krishna, there are two categories. Krishna, Puna, Krishna Rati Hoy, Dui Prakar, Duita Prakar. What are the two categories? Aishwarya Jnana Mishra, Kevala Veda. And Kevala Aishwarya Jnana Mishra. Gokula Rati Aishwarya Jnanahina Puri Dvai Vaikundadye Aishwarya Pravina. Now in Gokula, the rasa which the devotees have is how Aishwarya Jnana Hina. That means Kevala Vatsalya, Kevala Madhurya. There will be Kevala Sakya. Whereas in Dwaraka and Vaikuntha, Dwaraka you have what? Aishwarya Jnana Yukta, Aishwarya Pravina. There Krishna is predominated by Aishwarya. Aishwarya Jnana Pradhaneya Sankuchita Priti. When there is Aishwarya Jnana Pradhan, Aishwarya Jnana Pradhane Sankuchita Priti. The problem with Aishwarya Jnana is Priti Sankuchita. And what is the example? The example is that of what? Krishna appeared in front of Devaki and Vasudeva. How did he appear? Shankha Chakra Gada Padma. And he had Pitambara Vastra. He had a nice wonderful crown. And as soon as Devaki and Vasudeva saw their son, they paid obeisances. Right? Has ever happened or what? A newborn baby is respected by the parents. Newborn baby is respected by the parents. The parents are falling at the feet of the newborn baby. So why Vatsalya is there in the heart of Devaki and Vasudeva. But in spite of they having Vatsalya, what happened? They had the Aishwarya Jnana Pradhane Sankuchita Priti. Sankuchita means Priti became very much condensed or Sankuchita. It is not manifest completely. Yeah, you can say incomplete. But actually it becomes what English word for Sankuchita? Inhibited. It became inhibited. So the love which is there, the Vatsalya which is there in the heart of Devaki and Vasudeva, it became inhibited because of Aishwarya. For example, you have a friend, your classmates, very close, but after 20 years, Then you meet him, and you know who is he? He has become the Prime Minister of the country. Though you are a friend, but still you feel reverential. Like that. Aishwarya Jnana Pradhane Sankujita Priti Dekhiya Namane Aishwarya Kale Kevalara Bhakti. Now, Kevalara Shuddha Prema Aishwarya Najane. And those who are Kevala Bhaktas, they are not interested in Aishwarya. Aishwarya Najane. In spite of Krishna showing Aishwarya, and Yashoda saw Krishna in the mouth of Krishna, what did she see? The entire Brahmanda. But she thought, heck, I think it's my illusion, my son. And Dambandha Lila happened. And what happened? Krishna went between those two trees, that is Nalkuver, Manikri, they came out, Amarardhan trees. So the trees fell down. Nanda Maharaj came running. Oh, he was famous. Hey, what happened? What happened? Then he took Krishna. Then small boys were there also. Same age boys. They told Nanda Maharaj, we saw Krishna. He made the trees fall down. He went behind between the trees, made them fall down. And then on the trees, two big Gandharvas came, very nicely dressed with all the crown. They paid obeisances, they did some prarthana, and they did parikrama of Krishna and then went. Then Nanda Maharaj saw these boys, small boys. He told, it is the nature of the boys to make stories and tell. It is their nature to tell only lies. Some story, they cook up some story. Their nature, they cook up some. No, I went there, I saw that, it was like this, actually nothing was there. It is their imagination. So Nanda Maharaj also brought the same thing. 7 days, 7 nights, Krishna lifted Govardhan. And of course we know the story, but after that, the next day, from Tritiya to Navami, Krishna lifted Govardhan. Tritiya was the Krishna. Pratama was the Govardhan Puja day, and the next day Indra sent Samvartaka. The next day Tritiya, Krishna lifted Govardhan. Tritiya, Chaturthi, Panchami, Shashti, Saptami, Ashtami, now. Then what happened on Dashami day? On the day of Dashami, all the cowherds, friends of Nanda Maharaj, Upananda, all came to Nanda Maharaj. They start speaking about Krishna. Your boy is not ordinary. Gargacharya told that he is as good as Narayana. I think he's a demigod. I think Bhagavan, Narayana, has taken birth as Krishna in your house. Nanda Maharaj heard and took. When they told this thing, God has come to your house as Krishna. And Nanda Maharaj told, God doesn't have any other house to go or what? He found only my house. Let the God go somewhere else, he is my Krishna. So, in spite of Krishna showing all his opulence, but still, Aishwarya Jnana Pradhane Sankuchita Priti, Dekhiya Namane Aishwarya Keraliti, and Kevalera Shuddha Prema Aishwarya Najane, Aishwarya Dekiro Nija Sambandhan Desemani. Even though they see all the Aishwarya, Nija Sambandha Mane, they accept that my Sambandha with Krishna is that of, he is my son. That is why it says this. Trayatopanishadibhischa Sankhyayogaischa Satvatai Upagiyamana Mahatyam Harimsa Manyatadmajam. Harimsa Manyata Atmajam. Sa means Yashoda. She considered Hari, Krishna, as her own son. In spite of all the Upanishads glorifying him, all the Sankhya Yogis, they are glorifying Krishna. Upagiyamana Mahatyam, they are all Upagiyamana, they are glorifying Krishna. But still, you go in front of Yashoda and say, no, Brahman has manifested in your house, Paramatma, the head. What nonsense are you speaking? Because Manyamana, she only accepts Krishna as her son. Vaha Krishno Bhagavan Sridamanam Praja Parajita. Sridamam Parajita. So every time Krishna gets defeated, once he got defeated Sridama, then Vishabham Bhadrasenastu Pralambo Rohini. What happened? Pralambam Rohini. So actually, this Pralambasura joined the side of Krishna. Both had a competition. In that competition, whoever becomes victorious, they should they climb on the shoulders of those who are defeated. So now Pralambasura joined the team of Krishna and they got defeated. Then Pralambasura got defeated, the team. So who sat on Pralambasura? Balaram. And now on the side of Balaram team, who was there? Sridama. So what did Sridama do? He climbed on the back of Krishna. Now, after Vatsalya, the Sakhya, then comes Madhuri. And these Madhuri Bhaktas, Gopi Geet, one verse. Many verses are there, but I just took one verse and gave you. Pati Sutanvaya Ratra Bandhava Ati Vilangyate Chutagata Gatividastavo Kita Mohita Kitavayoshikas Kasya Jenishi. These gopis, they say, Krishna, what kind of person you are? Pati Suta Anmaya Pratru Bandhavan Ati Vilangya. We gave up all these things. We gave up all our Pratru Bandhavan. And then Achyuta Agata. We came to you, Achyuta. And Tava, why did we come? Not because of anything, because you, God, we are completely captivated by your flute. Gati vidas tavot gita mohita. We are completely bewildered by your tavot gita. Now, what are you doing? You are saying at last, go. So you are kitava, you are a cheater. Just imagine. Who has a right to call Krishna as a cheater? Radharani and the gopis. Kitavayoshita kastya jenishi. Now, how are we going to give up? How are you going to spend this night? Now comes the qualities. Shantarase Swarupa Buddhi Krishneka Nishtata Samomana Nishtata Buddhe Iti Sri Muktadata. In the Shantarasa, the Swarupa Buddhi Krishneka Nishtha. Krishneka Nishtha, only Nishtha is only in Krishna. And Samo Mannishtha Buddhe iti Sri Mukha Gatha. Sri Mukha Gatha. The devotees of Shantarasa have two qualities. What are the two qualities which they have? Vishtavina, Krishna Tyaga, Tara Karyamani. So they give up all the Krishna, all the desires which are not connected to Krishna. Atheva Shanta Krishna Bhakta Ekavani. So that is why it's called Shantarasa, because he gives up all desires. And more than that, Swarga Moksha Krishna Bhakta Naraka Karimani. Krishna Bhakta he considers Moksha, Swarga and Moksha to be Naraka Karimani. Krishna Nishta, Krishna Tyaga, Shanti Radvi Gun. Krishna Nishta, number 2. Krishna Tyaga. Nishta in Krishna. Number 2 is what? Giving up all desires which are not meant to Krishna. These two are Shantera Dui Guna. Shantarasas. Narayana parasarve nagustaschana vidyati Svarga varganakeshu abhitulyartha darshinaha. Abhitulyartha darshinaha. Those who are Shanta Bhaktas, they consider Swarga and Naraka to be same. They are not afraid of going to Naraka, nor they have any desire to go to Swarga. Hey, dui guna vyape sabha jane agashera shabdha guna ena bhutagane. Like you have the qualities of Prithvi, Jalagni, Vayu, Akash. That is Bhumi, Apana, Vayu, Kham. The qualities of ether are present in air. The qualities of ether and air are present in fire. Qualities of air, ether and fire are present in water. The qualities of ether, air, fire and water are present in earth. In the same way, the qualities of Shantarasa are present in Sakhya, Dasya. The qualities of Shanta and Dasya are present in Sakhya. The qualities of Shanta, Dasya and Sakhya are present in Vatsalya. The qualities of Shanta, Dasya, Sakhya, Vatsalya are present in Bhakti. So that is what is described here. Kevala Swarupa Jnana hai Shantarase Purnaishwarya Prabhu Jnana Adhika hai Dase. So in the Shantarasa devotees, they have only Swarupa Jnana. Swarupa Jnana means, oh, I am servant of Swami. But they don't serve. But Purnaishwarya Prabhu Jnana Adhika hai Dase. In Dasya Rasa, there is one extra quality that they consider that the Lord as their Ishvara and they do some active service. That is Ishvara Jnana Sambhrama Gaurava Prachura Sevagari Krishna Sukhe Dena Nirantar. So by doing seva, we always want to give sukha to Krishna. Now, Ishvara, next. Shantera Guna Dasya Che Adhika Sevan Atheva Dasya Rase Dui Gun. In this way, in Dasya Rasa, there is appreciation as well as seva. Sevana, Adhika Sevana. There is a quality to serve also. Shantera Guna Dasya Sevan Sakya Dui Hoy. In Sakya, there is quality of both Shanta and Dasya. Dasyara Sambrama Gaurava Seva Sakya Vishwasamai. So there in Sakya Rasa there is a feeling of equality. What happens in equality? Kande Chadaya Kare Krida Rana Krishna Seva Krishna Karaya Apana Sevan. So the God boys, they jump on the shoulders of Krishna. So they consider Krishna to be equal. It's all equality, friendship. Krishna Seva, Krishna Karaya, Apana Seva. So sometimes Krishna also does Seva too. They do service to Krishna, Krishna also does service to them. Then Vishrambha Pradana Sakhya Gaura Samramahina Atheva Sakya Rasa Tira Guna Chinna. In Sakya Rasa, all the three gunas are there of Shanta, Dasya and Sakya are present in. Now, when it comes to Vatsalya, now the devotees in Vatsalya Rasa, Yashoda, Nanda Maharaj, etc., what they think? That Krishna is my son. So they think I am a spirit to Krishna. If I don't feed Krishna, I will die. So that mamata is so much. Mamata adhika Krishna Atma Samadhyan. They consider Krishna to be their own son. They love Krishna so much. Atheva Sakya Rasera Vasha Bhagavan Vatsalye Shantera Guna Dasyera Sevan Shei Sevana Hara Nama Palan. So in Dasya they serve, Krishna. In Sakya they play with Krishna. And in Vatsalya, what is there? They feed Krishna. They make Krishna becomes dependent on them. Palma. Palma means, oh, I am caring for Krishna. Because of me, Krishna is growing. If I don't feed, what is going to happen? Palma. Sakya raguna ahankocha agaurava sak asankocha. There is no question. Hey Krishna, there is a covered by one, pull his leg, does something. And now agaurava sak. There is no any respect in all these things. Mama tadike tarana varsana vyavahara. So in Sakya Rasa, there is always hasi mazak. Trying to tease him, joke with him, like that, play with him. But in the rasa vatsalya, there is bhaya. Tadana bhartsana vyavahar. Mamatadikke. So Krishna becomes afraid of Yashoda. Fear is there in her. Oh, my mother is going to be. Oh, mummy daategi. Mummy maregi. So, Tadana bhayam. Vatsalya Rasavartana. Like you have the Damodarashtakam. Yashoda Bhiyoluka Dhava Bhaya. Dhava. That is how it is. Apanare Avalaka Jnana Krishna Palaye Jnana Chari Gune Vatsalya Rasa Amrita Samana. All the four qualities of Shantadasa Vatsalya are present in Shantadasa Sakya and Vatsalya present in where? Vatsalya Rasa. Say Amritanande Bhakta Saha Dubenapa. Along with devotees, Krishna drowns in the ocean of Rasa. Ishta Bhakta Vasa Guna Kahe Aishwarya Jnani Gane. So, this rasa which Krishna shares with his devotees in Braja, that rasa is so wonderful that both Krishna and the devotee they drown in that. And this rasa or this bhakti controls Krishna. It brings Krishna under his control. And say Amritanande Bhakta Saha Dubenuapan Krishna Bhakta Sa Guna Kahe Aishwarya Jnani Gane. Jnani Gane say, all the Jnanis say that this bhakti controls Krishna. And Krishna and the devotee, both of them drown in the ocean of that rasa. So for that very famous verse from Damodarashtakam, Swalila Virananda Kunde Swaloshamimanjantamakyapayantam Tadiyeshitagne Shubhate Jitatvam Puna Premadastam Shatavitti Vivande Iti Dikshwalila Ananda Kunde Nimanjantam Sagosham Nimanjantam. He drowns himself and drowns all the Brajavasis in the Ananda Kunda. And Akhyapayanta is telling the entire world, especially Tadiyeshu Tajneshu, those who are in the what? Tadiyeshu Tajneshu, those who are in the Aishwarya Bhava. Especially, he is telling Devaki and Vasudeva, hey, don't try to become Devaki, Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda. He is saying Devaki, you are like Yashoda or what? No, you cannot be. So especially he is saying Tadiyeshu Tajneshu, those who are in Aishwarya Bhava, saying what is he saying? Bhakti Jitatvam. You can be conquered, I can be conquered only by devotees. And Tadiyeshu Tajneshu Bhakti Pura Premataha Tatavritti Vande. How comes Mahaprabhu? Madhur Rase Krishna Nishtha Seva Atishay. Krishna Nishtha and Seva, it becomes Atishay, it becomes topmost. Sakyera Sankocha Lalana Mamatadikya Hoy. In Sakya Rasa, there is Asankocha, means doesn't care. मिलना है, बात करना है, Anytime just going, Krishna is sleeping, the God boy wake him, hey, what up? Suraj Rasa. Nay, no, just Aham Kocha, Lalana, Mama Adikya, and in Vatsal Rasa there is Lalana, I want to take care. Adikya Hai, Madhur Rase, Krishnasta, Sevatishoy, Kanta Bhave, Nijam Godiye, Kare Sevan. In Kanta Bhava, they give Nijanga, their whole body to Krishna. You enjoy my body, this body is for you. Atheva Madhura Rasera Hai Panchama. That is why in the Madhura Rasa, there are in the conjugal affection, Krishna, all the five are there. Shanta, Dasa, Sakya, Vatsalya, Madhura, all five are there. Ei Bhakti Rasera Karilano Digdarshan. What is Chaitanya saying? I given the Dig Darshan. I only given the direction. Dig Darshan Yara Vistara Mane Kariya Bhavana. So you expand on this, and then whatever comes to your mind, and you go on expanding on this particular thing. Bhavite, Bhavite, Krishna, Spruhaye, Antare. You go on contemplating on whatever is spoken. And Krishna in your heart will reveal everything. Bhavite, Bhavite, Krishna, Spruhaye, Antare. Krishna Kripaye, Akyapaye, Rasa Sindhu Pare. By the mercy of Krishna, Rasa Sindhu Pare, you can cross over the ocean of Rasa, Bhakti Rasa ocean. Etavali Prabhu Tara Kwaila Alingan. After speaking all these things, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraced Rupa Goswami. Varanasi Chalibare Prabhura Hailaman. So he made up his mind to go to Varanasi. So next day morning, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is going to Varanasi, a goat. From where? Prayag. Now, Rupa Goswami told, no, I want to come along with you, I cannot. And Chaitanya told, I am instructing you, go to Vrindavan. And then we'll meet you again, Puri. And you write book on the conversation which you had. So, experiencing separation from Chaitanya, Rupa Goswami fainted. And Chaitanya and Mahaprabhu went to Varanasi. And Rupa along with Anupam went to Vrindavan. So what happens in Varanasi when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu goes there? He meets whom? Sanatana Goswami. So Sanatana Goswami, there he was lamenting, oh, my brother has left and I am alone here. He got fed up because so many responsibilities. He just sat at home and was doing Purascharya. Purascharya means doing, you call it the Brahmanas, reading Bhagavatam, doing austerities, you were doing all these austerities. He had desperate, he wanted to go to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But Rao Hussain Shah, he was thinking, why Sanatana Goswami has not come and taken care of the responsibilities? Then he asked his assistant, what has happened? Oh, he is on sick leave. He sent a physician. The physician went to Sanatana Goswami and then saw him. He came back and told him, oh, he's very nice, he's doing a lot of austerities, reading Bhagavatam, chanting. When Sir went, Sanatana Goswami welcomed Nawab Hussain Shah and made him sit on a higher seat. But he saw Nawab Hussain Shah as a king. The king is as respectable as God. He saw him as representative of Krishna. He gave him an immediate seat. Then the king asked, why are you not taking the seat? Now I have resigned. Then the king became very angry and told, your brother is a mad person. He actually considers Sanatana Goswami as his younger brother. And he relates that I, being your brother, I am a mad person. And you, if you don't take care of the country, who is going to take care of everything? So he called all his soldiers and told, arrest him, put him in jail. So Sanatana Goswami was in jail. The Goswami wrote a letter, I have kept a lot of money, 20,000 gold coins. So I used that and somehow get out of the jail. So Sanatana Goswami, he called the jailkeeper and told, I'm going to give you so many gold coins. He told, no, I cannot do that. See, then he started glorifying. See, one who releases a person from this material world is Guru, is a great person, is a saint. You release me from this jail, then I'll give you double amount of what I promised. And told my Nawab, I lose my job. You tell, I went to pass urine, then after that, you tell that I jumped into Ganga. So that's fine. So he took, and then Sanatana Goswami escaped from the jail. And he was going, wearing the dress of a Daravesh, Muslim mendicant. He was walking and walking and walking. And then how he reaches Varanasi and how he surrenders to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and what are the questions asked by Sanatana Goswami, that we will be discussing tomorrow. So tomorrow is Sanatana Goswami's surrendering to Chaitanya and discussion with Sanatana Goswami, and we'll start tomorrow. So now I have been giving you questions, that is, you already have, how many days are over? 3 days. Tomorrow is the 4th day. Tomorrow is what? 6th. Now, 7th there will be an exam. 7th there will be an exam. Very simple questions will be there. Okay? So you should all write the exam. And I hope you will get 100%. Everybody should get 100%. So there's a first part of the first exam will be on, and the last exam will be on the last day. 13th there will be a small examination, very simple examination. So there will be no class on 7th. One day class will not be there because an emergency had to go to Hyderabad and come back. So, but we'll take advantage of the day. There you will be having examination. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So any questions? Yes.
Maharaj, you said that in Bhakti there is active service, but in Shanta Bhava there is no service.
Yes, good question. In Shanta Rasa there is no service, but there is appreciation. The devotee says, oh, very nice, so wonderful. Like you have festival. In festival, there are a lot of congregation devotees coming. It's so nice decoration. Oh, nice prasadam. But who made all those things? Those are Dasa Rasa and other Rasa. But you require someone to appreciate also. They are in Shanta Rasa. There are many in Shanta Rasa. But they have appreciation, they have bhakti in their heart. So appreciation also is. That is why, though Shantarati is there, but primarily it is in Vrindavan, there is Sakya, Vatsalya, and Madhurya. And the examples were given, it was given that of Navayogindras and four Kumaras. But in Vrindavan, the dust of Vrindavan is in Shantaras. But still it serves Krishna, being an ornament of Krishna. Dust falls on the body of Krishna, it becomes ornament. In that sense, service is all, but it is same as Shantaras. Okay? Yes. No online questions. Okay.
Maharaj, you explained that mukti is worse specialty than bhakti itself. Can you explain this point?
Okay, that point has been explained in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu very wonderfully. But I'll just give one quotation by Hanuman. Hanuman, he tells, oh Lord, let me be your dasa. I don't want liberation. Because in liberation, the state of liberation, aham dasaha bhavan prabhu. You are my Lord and I am your servant. That difference will not be there because in liberation I think I am God. I am equal to God. So I am God or I am equal to God. That is what you think. That is why better I don't have this liberation. Actually, liberation is more dangerous. Desire for liberation is more dangerous than liberation, desire for enjoyment. Like somebody has a desire for enjoyment, you give me a Rasgulla and say Mahaprasad. Oh, easy. But if you, those who are desiring liberation, you will say Mahaprasad. Rasgulla, nahi. Tyagi hai. So what did he tyag? Okay. So we just sing the song. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Kara More. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Kara More. Samadena Chedayalo Jagata Krishna Krishna Hare Hare चैतन्य चरितामृत की गोस्वामी की चैतन्य महाप्रभु की जय।
हरे कृष्णा। महाराज का हम सब के आभार प्रकट करेंगे 3 बार हरे कृष्ण।
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।
Thank you.